towards the end of March. But this year, the sea remains filled with ice around Rausu, even at the end of the month. But as long as the ice flow remains, seals will be found. The day waterways become open to vessels is waited for with impatience by the fishermen, who are anxious to set out to sea, and at the same time a feeling of relief for Mr. Ishii at the thought of the seals still being on the ice. In April, the ice finally begins to break up. A school of beaked whales crosses the channel through the wide-open waterway. The herd is comprised of 8 whales, led by a male 10 meters in length. It is a scene rarely witnessed. The sea in which ice begins to melt is rich in plankton, which attracts schools of small fish. The whales, which had gone south to avoid the ice, have come back to the Shiretoko Sea in quest of food. We ventured into the floating ice field using a fishing vessel that was idle following the end of the Alaska pollock fishing season. The surfaces of the ice blocks have begun to melt, and the sharp corners are beginning to disappear. While still too early for free sailing on the open sea, the spring that is slow in coming to Shiretoko seems to definitely be in the offing. We are now at a point 10 kilometers off Rausu. The scenery is entirely different from what we observed before. No seals are visible. Mr. Ishii, whose eyes are more accustomed to spotting objects in the ice-studded sea, is our best hope for locating wildlife. He says, "We may not find anything around here, but let's close in on the ice and advance along the edge of the ice field." There's one. It was an encounter that could only be termed lucky. The creature we found on an ice block measuring about 10 square meters was none other than a baby seal. About 60 centimeters in length, its whole body is covered with white downy fur. Its mother is nowhere to be seen. Is she hiding under the ice in fear of the boat? A baby seal is believed to be incapable of swimming right after birth due to the inability of its baby fur to repel water. The umbilical cord is still attached. It is probably 4 to 5 days old. Large dark eyes and tiny eyebrows are visible on its lovable face. Its paw has 5 webbed fingers with sharp nails to help it move about on the ice. The baby seal, with its fur sodden, has begun to yelp. Its mother was nearby after all. It is a ribbon seal. She's identifying her baby by smell.